Welcome back, everyone, to another Emacs micro lesson. Today we're going to do something interesting. We're going to talk about how you can start background processes right from Emacs. So for example, if you have a shell script or you want to open up your music player, pretty much anything you could do from the shell, which is pretty much anything in your computer, you can just have Emacs run it in the background for you by simply evoking an Emacs list function, which you can write yourself. And if I can tell you how to do it, then you can trust me. It's really simple. But before I get started, I'll just mention if you want to host your own website to claim your own stake to some digital real estate, which you really should do, I would recommend SiteGround. I have a link down below if you want to check it out and sign up. Link is in the description. Thank you. All right, so now I'm just here in the Emacs Scratch buffer where we can put in some Emacs Lisp functions and try them out. We're going to go ahead and start defining our function. So you do that with the defun here. This is basically a function that just defines functions. And I'm just going to call this outrun play because the example is I want it to start playing the outrun video game soundtrack, which I have in the computer there somewhere. And it's going to accept no arguments. We're going to put in a little documentation string to play outrun. Yeah, that's pretty simple. We want it to be interactive. Interactive will allow us to call it from the mini buffer with metax. So you can see like these functions down here. So we definitely want that. And then we're going to do the actual process, which is we're going to run a function called start process. And the benefit of using this function, from what I found, is that it will start the process asynchronously. So it's going to start in the background. It's not going to basically hang up Emacs while the process is running, which is what you want. The first part is going to be just a line to indicate that this is the name of the process. So, I'm going to call it outrun soundtrack playing, for example. So if you actually go to close Emacs, you'll get a warning saying that this process is running. So by labeling it here, that's how you'll know, because you'll see that name in the warning, and you have the option of just stopping the process, so you can close Emacs or keeping it running. So if you were running a process like a file backup or something, you'd probably want it to keep running. All right, and the next argument for buffer we're not going to use, so I'm going to put that as nil. And you can see GitHub Copilot is giving me some suggestions here. We don't need that. We're going to use Audacious. That's the music program that I want to open. And it looks like Copilot is guessing my name is Alex, which is funny. But anyway, the final argument here is basically the argument we're providing to the program, which is this argument right here. So for that, we're just going to give it the file path. It's going to be home, Chris, music, outrun dot, not MP3, but M3U. It's a playlist. All right, and of course we want to have enough parentheses here to close the defun, and let's put this on its own line so it looks a little clearer. All right, so now we should be able to run this by evaluating it first with Control X, Control E, and then we can go down with a meta X here and start typing outrun play, and you can see it's already suggesting it because we made it an interactive function. We're going to have it available. So I'm going to turn off my microphone, start playing some music. All right, I think that was a good example. So there you go. Now, I basically I wanted to choose that simple example because that gives you pretty much everything you would need. You can see how to name the process, call the program that you want to run with this argument, and then the next argument is basically the argument you're providing to the program, which is the argument to the function. So you can see it's a nice long chain of arguments and functions that basically just define our function to play some music. But of course, you can make that as complicated as you want. Instead of just calling the music player, this might be a shell script that you have that could be thousands of lines long. It's really up to you. You can do a lot with this. So there you go. That's just your basic Emacs micro lesson about starting processes from Emacs. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to let me know. And of course, I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching.